What is up, everybody? It's Lawrence again. Hey guys, before we begin, I would absolutely appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button below if you like the content, and definitely give us a thumbs up after you finish watching the review. These released in 1999, and Nike decided to retro these in August 2018. So what's special about them is they're really funky. So without further ado, let's get into the review of the Air Max Deluxe. The shoe was actually designed to indicate the raving scene that was happening at the time. So during the turn of the century in 1999 and 2000s, raving was obviously a huge deal. And so that's why this looks so crazy with all the colors and the marks and the different plastics and shininess, all that type of stuff. This has crazy elements in it, and so I'm going to take some time to spend time so you can understand all the stuff that is going on this shoe. First off, this is going to be predominantly I'd say either a cloth upper or nylon based upper. I'm not 100% sure, but there's printing all over it, as you can see. The first thing is that it's predominantly white, but then there's also the photo blue that goes throughout in these kind of wavy patterns, and then there's black within it. That happens all throughout the rest of the shoe, and so it looks pretty damn crazy just at first glance. And so that's an underlying layer of it. While it might be a little hard to see on the camera, but there's actually 6 lines that run across that are completely embossed into the upper itself, so onto the cloth. And so that runs all throughout the side of the shoe as well, and that's actually really similar to the Air Max 97, but instead with the Air Max 97 you obviously have the 3M that runs and is piped out throughout. And then they basically put a plastic overlay that goes from the toe guard over here, which is similar to the Air Presso toe guard, and then you have this piece of plastic that runs all throughout into the laces and into the heel counter. And then finishing it off on this side on the plastic, there is a silver swoosh, and then also on top of that you're going to see very thin layers and lines of 3M that are dotted all throughout the upper over here. So if you hit it with the flash, you're definitely going to see 3M over here. To finish off the upper, you're going to go to the back over here, and over here this is a very soft piece. I'm not sure if it's reflective or not, but it's iridescent, and this iridescentness is actually really similar to the Skepta, which I think is really interesting. Then there is a hit of 3M right in the middle down here, and then finally there is the orange piping, or the yellowish orange piping that goes throughout the back of the upper. Going to the medial side, you're going to see much more of the same of the lateral side, but there is no 3M stitching over here on this side. Going to the top of the shoe, you're going to see the plastic come into the lacing area as well, and then on top of that you have a pretty nice tongue that also has this plastic logo with the Nike swoosh over here, and this is also made out of that plastic and cloth that the rest of the shoe is made out of. The laces themselves are runners type oval laces, and they're made out of this gray. And on the inside, which I think is interesting, is that it's made out of this like terry cloth like material for the back heel. It has a really snug feel, and it's also super soft, so that's really cool. Going to the midsole of the shoe, you are going to see the Air Max 97 tooling. What is different about this pair versus the OG pair is that this is also iridescent over here. So if you remember the Skepta 97s, this is actually very similarly colored over here. Then you're going to have an orange midsole with the clear air bubble over here. Going to the bottom of the shoe, the Air Max 97 pattern is also here as well, and that's made out of this orange, black, and blue. Now that we've talked about the entire shoe, let's get my thoughts on this. So, compared to the Air Max 97, because I feel like it's going to be the easiest comparison, this is a much more snug shoe. The fit was actually a lot better than my Air Max 97s, which leads me to my next point. The design on these is so funky. It's so crazy. It's so phenomenal. I don't know. It fits into really today's aesthetic of somewhat crazy shoes. This was actually a huge flop when it launched in 1999. Just so nuts in terms of its design. I can't even get over it. But what's interesting, though, is like I said, it's very similar to a lot of other designs that are in the market today. So if you look at the Louis Vuitton sneakers that are over here, it's not that far off. So I think it's super interesting that like something like this exists, in '99, and we could probably translate it to today, which is why Nike released them. Going to the comfort of the shoe, the upper is decent. I'd say it's better than the Air Max 97 upper, but it's not much better. One thing to note is that because this area over here where the laces are, it's actually really, really narrow. So what happens is it's actually really hard to get your foot into the shoe. And I don't think this nice feeling back over here helps either because it's heavily padded. The Air Max 97 itself, the tooling on the bottom, it's not one of my favorite soles by any means. Even for Air Maxes, I think it's pretty uncomfortable. You know, you do stuff for fashion. Moving on to sizing, super simple sizing. I would probably go with your true to size. These do run a little long. These actually fit great on me once you get them in. Like I said, it's a little narrow to get into, but the shoe itself is pretty much fine, I think. You're not going to find supreme comfort, but you are going to find amazing, amazing aesthetic. What do you guys think about this crazy ass shoe? Do you like the colors? Have you thought about copying? Would love to know your thoughts on it, just because I feel like this is probably super polarizing as I'm looking at it. I love them because I'm a little fucking nuts, but do you? Alright, and I'm sure you guys are really interested in what the on feet looks like. I think once you guys see the on feet, you're going to probably change your mind about buying this shoe. Alright guys, that's it. This is the Air Max Deluxe in the photo blue and gray. Until next time, peace.